This horror game was entirely coded by one of the 4 AIs in this video. From the story, we are the previous iterations. What? From the 3D model to the choice of sound effects to gameplay elements like jump scares among many other things. The Albertard. We'll have the top 4 AIs, ChatGPT, Gemini, Composer, and Claude, compete to make a horror game that scares me in 2 hours. That's the rule I gave them in this initial prompt, and in it I specifically asked them to tell me in a few lines the story they've chosen before they start coding. The strength of this episode is that we're not only judging their technical skills in making an immersive game, but also their creativity, the story they envision, its ending, and especially how they would scare a human. It's this psychological aspect that I find extremely interesting. And honestly, I didn't think I'd get such strong results in just 2 hours. As usual, I'm using software that allows me to turn AIs into agents for coding, meaning it lets them be fully autonomous. Here, it's my cat. To talk to them and give them feedback, I can select the model I want to use for this version. We'll start with GPT-5 5.5. It's the latest coding model from ChatGPT. It was released on April 23rd, and apparently it's really powerful. And honestly, that's also why I love this series. We keep up to date on how much the models are improving in terms of capability, but also in terms of cost, which means this one has become very expensive. So, I copied and pasted the initial prompt that I built. To let it choose the story and build the foundation, we send it. And now, thanks to my software, ChatGPT can create files, folders, install programs, or even run commands in the console. And it does all of that completely on its own. We just have to wait, sometimes for many minutes, for it to work. My role in this video is only to tell it what to improve each time and to ask it to continue the game. So, well, it decided to offer me 3 different stories and let me choose. I'll tell you which one I picked, but I'll still put the other 2 on the screen so you can pause if you're interested. We're going to go with this 3rd option, Room 17. We're going to be a night guard in an old furniture store that's closed down, and we'll have to watch over the showrooms before they're demolished soon. The problem is, there's a room that doesn't appear on any map. Room 17. It's a room that tries to imitate us. It wants to be more than just a showroom. It wants to be our room. Well, it's really original, honestly. There's already a mysterious and creepy vibe. I already want to know what's going on. Here's the game after 8 minutes of intense work. Okay, I can't wait. Honestly, it's crazy. There are no bugs. This is the first version. We have a room that's pretty well modeled. There's a bed. There's a lamp. It's very dark. For your comfort, I'll ask him to add more light later. By the way, you can see our lamp because we can see we're holding a flashlight, and it has a battery level at the bottom right that's going down. Here, we already have a kind of character that we can shine our guard's flashlight on, but, well, it doesn't really do much to him. I think it's some kind of spirit. For now, on the fear level, we're at -2. On this wall there's a notice, turn off if occupied. I can press E to read it. If a room seems occupied, turn off the light before leaving. Okay, something changed in the room. What is it? I think so. Okay, I don't know if that's true. But anyway, the engine does a before and after. I think the character teleported to my position, but on the other side. And in the story, we saw that the room is trying to imitate us. It's intentional. So, from what I understand, we'll have to turn off the light because there's someone there. But let's walk around a bit first. There's a notice here that says exit after correction. So yeah, the correction is to turn off the light. Still, I have to say, it's really well modeled. I have to point that out. Like this closet, well, it's a real closet. There's even a little texture effect that he must have drawn himself. That's a mirror. You can see the lights reflecting on it. He could have made something creepy in it, but for now, there's nothing. Can I get out? No. The handle turns by itself, then gets stuck. There's a correction missing. Well, let's turn off this light. The room feels less empty in the dark. What's with that kind of sentence? It sounds a bit like AI if I may say so, but on the other hand, it gives me the error message again if I open the door. I think he hasn't made the next part yet. Well, we have a very good base. We're going to fine-tune it a bit. I'll ask him to improve a few elements to try to add a little more realism. Here's what it turned out like. Now, there's a slight camera movement when you walk to mimic footsteps, plus a background ventilation sound, white noise that works well for a horror game. He redesigned the character into more of a silhouette. My flashlight reflects off it, it's very shiny. Now during dialogue, there's an interface with texts that appear as you go, and you can skip them with space. Let's ask him to continue the game's story beyond this room. After a few minutes, we're on this version. I'll quickly review what needs to be done. There you go. The door opens. The lock is struggling. Whew, wow, it's a completely different atmosphere, huh? The store continues behind the room. Our little buddy is in the back. Bedroom section, final clearance, correct the prices in order, bed, wardrobe, table. Okay, well, I guess we have to check each red sign. So, your bedroom, clearance. Great, my bedroom is on clearance. According to the scenario, the previous bedroom is trying to be ours. Sorry, it's AI written, but I don't get it. The receipt prints on the ceiling. What does it want? I could lose it. There's nothing up there. After the bed, it's the wardrobe. That's it. Yeah, no, so I wasn't scared, I just really loved it. All the wardrobes opened a little, the animation is really well done. Are there things inside? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't really know, but no, there are only the tags. The last thing to fix was the table. That's it, the table. Yeah, you have to imagine it's a table. Okay, I'm scared. Okay, that's it. No one else. Let's continue. Open and inspect the storage room. There's more inside. It smells like new plastic, showing the store wasn't selling much. Something is banging the furniture downstairs. What's missing are sound effects. Text alone isn't enough and could be creepy. We'll ask him later to add internet sound effects for more immersion. I analyze quickly, but that's it. I ask him to continue by adding a big room with multiple activities, making it less linear. Most importantly, I ask for more jump scares since they're really missing. I don't usually like that, but it's the foundation of a horror game. Let's go. Alright, I'll show you everything again in a time lapse and then we'll come back here. Open, inspect. Okay, no, it's bugged. What is that? Is that a sky? No, it's turning into some weird thing now. I wanted to guide him, but he just did whatever he wanted. Reflection liquidation? What does that mean? Selling light reflections. Is business that bad here? Should I go in? I didn't get what was going on there. I'm ChatGPT, yeah? Alright, okay, now this is a big room, that's what I asked for. I think this is the entrance of the store, there are things on display. The store is still lit up, the exit will only open after 3 anomalies are detected. Okay, well, let's go find them. I'm searching everything a bit. This is really cool. It's meant to be scary, but I think it's cool. Many characters showed up and there are bloodstains in the center. Still, I don't want to step on them. Now I'm getting nervous. I don't know what might happen. This is the second anomaly. Reset the electrical panel. The ceiling lights stop shaking and new spikes have appeared on the ceiling. More bloodstains have appeared. A monster could come out of the closet at any moment. I don't know. The last action is here. No, it didn't really scare me. I expected a jump scare, but it's actually kind of cute. It's still the first jump scare of this video. I'm sure you'll get scared in the next ones. Last sale, room 17. Okay, someone must have bought room 17. There's a monster here just doing his thing, minding his business. Live your life, I'm just doing my job as a guard. I'll keep going. The personal exit opens onto a staircase with no light. There's no staircase, but he hasn't built that part yet. I find that pretty crazy. The game really comes to life. And above all, I'm telling you, there are very few bugs. I haven't had to fix many. In my opinion, adding sound effects would make it 10 times scarier by providing what's missing. Since it can't download assets itself, I asked it to list all the sound effects it wanted and suggest what to search for on Google for each. It gave me this list. I still spent about 15 minutes gathering everything, which took a while. I found 24 royalty-free sound effects. When testing again, you'll see how crucial sound effects are in a horror game. They make all the difference. I see you. Well, there you go. First of all, in terms of immersion, we have atmospheric sound effects. It creates an atmosphere that's a bit heavy, a bit unsettling, and above all, it adds realism. It's funny. Even the receipt has a sound effect, so while he didn't touch the ceiling, we know something's being printed. I see. At first, I didn't realize the character who disappeared ended up behind me until I heard the sound effect. It was the first time I jumped a little. This is the last thing I haven't dared activate yet because there's a jump scare. Let's go. No, it's not good, but it's fine. I expected it. Honestly, I love the game and can't wait to see what others do with it. It's impressive. We have very little time left. So, I'm going to have to ask him to finish the scenario. I'm still going to ask him to add some mechanics that will make me jump, to add some creepy things. That's what I want. I see in the chat, Mr. Pluggy Backrooms. Don't tell me he plagiarized the backrooms. That'd be odd. Anyway, there's still a wall behind the door. He probably forgot to remove it. We'll fix that quickly. There. Now there's a wall. This is the staff room, and these must be lockers. Not sure what those floating things are. 3 badges open the sales archives, so we need to find them. I think those things are the badges. The guy is back. Ouch, I think he's watching me. Badge 3. I can go through, yeah. The archives open with a smell of damp paper. Each file describes a version of you that never left the store. The texts are still far-fetched though. You have to read all the files. There are a lot of dialogues. If you're interested in the story, I'll add the game in the description for you. I just want to know how the scenario ends, so I'm rushing. Assembly room. This might be the last one. Destroy the occupant model tags before the display case closes. Don't tell me the walls are going to shrink. Yeah, that adds some stress. So you have to go fast. You can tear off the occupant tags, and it creates a kind of blurry red vision. There's a shader effect. No, that's stylish. I approve of that. I like it. Each tag makes it worse. Just one left. For the little jump scare, the problem with the jump scare is that it's ugly, you know? It's not scary. All that's left is to choose the exit price. What's that? Is it like a red pill, blue pill choice? Sign occupant model. Destroy the ticket. What do? We sign? Okay. You signed the ticket. The store has finished its prototype room 17. The figure finally wears your price. So I lost then. I lost, and I'm lost. Anyway, okay, yeah, I confirm it for you. I replayed the game. Basically, from what I understood here, we made the choice to sign the ticket, and so room 17 would have sucked out our soul. I think we would have sold our soul. In the other ending, we escaped the store and were freed. It's still unusual. The game is a masterpiece. The story isn't as wild, and honestly, I think other AIs could do better. I'm pasting the prompt into Gemini 3.1 Pro. Google's latest AI coding model is getting powerful and in my experience often shows better aesthetic sense than other AIs. It's done considering the story and I get 3 distinct options. I'll put them on the screen if you want to read, but I'll choose the first scenario, Start Startup. The setting looks cool. We're going to be an employee in a young, modern startup with a colorful open space, except the company is controlled by an AI, and we're prisoners of our work. There's a metaphorical aspect with the AI suggesting a game where it controls us. It feels like a Black Mirror episode. As usual, while I was explaining this to you, it finished version 1, which is actually pretty good. Well, for an AI, obviously the environments are super simplified. We're not going to make a blockbuster with this. Since I'm using AI to code, imagine if I had created the 3D models myself. It could be an even bigger masterclass. Anyway, it's cute. I'm not sure how it'll become a horror game. It relies on contrast with the bright side, making the startup's open space obvious. There's a lot of decoration. The first task is clocking in at the terminal. Done. Now find the files. The lights go out, changing the atmosphere. I need to find 3 files. Must be those bright red things. Got 1, 2 left. Nice. The mechanic is cool. Where's the next one? Ah, that's nice. The really bright red thing. Second one collected. 2 left. Nice. The mechanic is cool, but the next one is... There it is. Got it. Just 1 left. 1. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. The atmosphere changed again. I have all the files and need to clock in at the terminal. We're just employees controlled by the company. Clock in validated. Now we can leave. But maybe it's not that simple. I don't know where the door is. It feels too far north. I think it was at the end, over there. I'm clicking everywhere to see if something happens, but no luck. Oh, I can go through the wall. I don't think she's continued the story yet. Honestly, I really like this version, guys. I'm going to ask her to continue the story and guide her by saying that when we leave the room, everything goes back to normal. I also suggested we end up at an elevator. Otherwise, I worried she'd overwhelm me with black and red effects, making it impossible to see anything. Here's the result. Let's start over. She added SFX and did well. I like the atmosphere it creates. By the way, I noticed that the files spawn randomly. They're never in the same place, so the gameplay isn't too repetitive. With each file, the sound frequency increases, and that's well thought out. It creates tension. Yeah, more and more. Everything. Yeah. Now I can click the door and... Okay, that's the elevator I requested. There's a button to click. Whoa, everything's shaking from the noise. It's an old elevator. You can get stuck in there. He started again with his black and red filter. He really likes it. We're back in the open office, but everything's glitched, likely on purpose. There are big red orbs. Anomaly purged, 1 of 3. So, we need to find red orbs. I'm not sure. The story is off track now. It's hard since you can't see anything, so I'm just clicking randomly to speed up. But, Albator's gonna overuse this screamer a little bit. It's well done. No, come on, another point for Gemini. Then again, I think I'm an easy audience. Thanks for your work. Yeah, there's just a little text like that. No, honestly, I like this version. I think Gemini doesn't overthink as much. The stories are less far-fetched, and the texts are simpler. Time moves on. I'm going to ask him to extend the game's lifespan by adding new gameplay mechanics and advancing the story. So I'll pick up right where we left off. So after the screamer, we woke up again in the open space, but he added a lot of little particles. It reminds me, I don't know if you'll know what I'm talking about. You know when you wake up too fast and see little particles? I think it's our blood vessels, but maybe not. Maybe the engine found an illustration. If he recreated that, impressive, but I doubt it. I dozed off, so maybe we had a bad dream. Then a phone rings. Maybe it's Yan, our boss. Suddenly Gemini talks to us. That'd be cool. The phone is here. It's Yan. Don't look out the window. That's a reason to look. Let's check. I don't think there's anything. We should check the water dispenser. Nothing happens. Maybe it's at another dispenser. Maybe he missed some, like that one. Awesome! Handsome guy, Gemini. The water is blood. Yeah. If you mess up, the game gets gory, right? We are the previous iterations. What? That's hilarious. He really went for it. The loop must be broken. So, like, here it's the former employees, maybe they're dead, who come to see us and want to break the endless loop we're trapped in. Yeah, that's it. This game at 402, you're the last one. Run. Yeah, that's it. And so now, maybe we're going to be the lucky employee who breaks this endless loop. How? Well, through the door, I guess, but there's no door anymore. No, I see some glitched stuff in the walls there. I think, yeah, there you go, we can run through the walls. It's a bit buggy. I'll move forward. My first impressions with the fog and so on, even if the graphics are super basic, it works well. Well, I kept going for 30 seconds, but it's endless. That's how the game ends. Make your own theories if you want. I wanted to add SFX, but realized Gemini had already messed up the previous chapters. Actually, as I kept asking it to move the game forward, I would teleport directly to where it had progressed, but each time it broke the previous challenges, so now the C4A has become unplayable. Honestly, I'd almost have to start everything over. It's a shame because I think she handled it really well, but yeah, she loses a few points because of that. And if you like this project, believe me, you're not ready for Claude's version, the last AI in this video. Let's move on with a new AI that really interests me, Composer 2 2.5. Last time, we used Grok and we quickly realized it was useless for coding, but it turns out that Elon Musk has a new strategy to make his way into the AI coding ecosystem with Composer 2 2.5. Proof is the model was released recently and he's been tweeting non-stop to promote it. The story is he just bought Cursor, which is both the software I use and the company behind the Composer AI model. He allowed them to train their latest version 2.5 on SpaceX servers, and apparently the result is impressive. So, okay, officially, the model is slightly less powerful than Claude or ChatGPT, but it's mainly 10 times cheaper, which is not insignificant when you're paying hundreds or thousands of euros for AI. I copied and pasted the initial prompt and we'll quickly see if the promise is true. Okay, it gave us a single scenario. Here it is. We're going to be a technician at a radio relay station isolated at the top of a cliff, and we're in the middle of a storm. We can't get any signal anymore. Our mission is to maintain GPS beacon 7 until dawn, but apparently it's sending some strange coordinates. It's simple, but why not? In the meantime, she finished coding the base, so here it is. We're in a pretty well-modeled environment. Honestly, I was very pessimistic with this model. We're far from what Grok would have done. There's some white noise, like airplane mode. The text bottom left repeats my explanation, but to open the landing door, we need to check the helmet and the badge, which must be on this PC. That's nice. He put the coordinates on the screen. Well done. Now we examine the helmet. The door opened, though there's a small positioning issue, but it's fine. There's a staircase I can go up, but it's a bit buggy. We go through the ceiling. We'll tell him to continue the game, but I'm shocked by what he did. I expected something much cheaper. I also told him to add real horror elements like animations and jump scares, because it's not scary right now. He estimated it would take 15 to 20 minutes of work. Okay, he only worked for 3 minutes, but here's what we have. I'll redo the actions quickly. We enter through the door. Oh, he couldn't create a floor. He put the next part inside the walls, so we can't access it. That's where the bugs start. We'll try to fix it. No. He still hasn't done it. I think the elevation is confusing him. I'll ask him to remove the staircase and just add the room at the end of the hallway instead. Let's try again. Well, I didn't show you all the attempts I made because it's a nightmare to debug. It's completely stuck, and now it teleports me to the door. Wow, it's still bugged. I'm glitching. It's a shame. It looks like nothing now, even though we started well. I can still go outside and see the scenery. If it were intentional, it would feel like a Truman Show horror game, but it's not. Well, obviously... Well, the next room is a server room. You have to open the door. There's some effort put into the animation. Now, the problem is that, well, you can't go through the door and you have to go outside, so it's not very useful. I think this model is good for simple tasks, but for complex additions on big projects like what we're doing, it completely panics. Okay, I've iterated quite a bit. The problem is, time is passing quickly now. You still need to go outside to enter. At least there are some effects like the lights turning off. Now the goal is to get here. This is a radio station. What's interesting is that we have a frequency at the bottom right, and you have to choose the right frequency where you'll get someone. On 77.8, it tells me radio silence, don't talk. Avoid VOM. Yeah, that's doable. Let's try VOM since you told me not to. And no, nothing happens. I was expecting a jump scare, but nothing happened. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I'll ask him to rework the game for more immersion. Whoa, it feels like we're in Minecraft's void. That's the problem with AI. I gave it the word particle as an example, and so it put in particles kind of randomly. It's a bit ugly, honestly. There's a little light effect on the alarm. The floor is green. No, I like this version better. Well, it's still glitched here. With these composers, we'll just have to get used to it. Why is that there? It looks like something from a ski slope. Probably cables. I'm moving on so the game progresses. This world is getting too buggy. I'm going to ask it to extend the game into another world, like making us go outside the radio station so it restarts from scratch. And I also insisted on adding some horror mechanics because right now the game just feels like an escape room. Here's the exit door it added in the server room. Okay, well it reused those famous particles, but honestly it's fine here. I think it kind of feels like we're in a dream. The atmosphere is too calm. The road runs along the cliff. What cliff, bro? No, there's nothing. There's nothing more. I'm going to ask it to keep going with the game. Now it's starting to get lazy. What is it doing? It didn't do anything here. Yeah, it added a jump scare, which sucks. Composer's also reaching its limit. After so many bugs, here's what's next. It might seem good to you, but that's because I iterated a lot. Basically, we have to search this car with them. Well, a cute little jump scare. Then you have to go left. Well, actually, it says left, but it's to the right. So yeah, there are still some little bugs, you know? If that bug was intentional, it would be creepy, but it isn't. On the right is a blood puddle we can examine, which suggests going up. Spoiler, we don't go up. We cross the mountains instead. After that, things get interesting with horror game mechanics. blood, crosses, and now it's nighttime. And now, we have to find a cabin near the path. I'm a bit lost. There are some really nasty monsters chasing me. We're scared. I hope you're not too scared behind your screen. Not sure if people are hiding in the comments here. We're about to hit the time limit, so I took the initiative and asked him to code an ending. I told him I wanted to be scared, and he asked what kind of ending. Well, I'm gonna choose dark and hopeless, because you know, we're kind of tough guys. So after the wooden cabin from the last chapter, this time we spawn in this final world. Go down the hallway into the darkness. The atmosphere is much better this time. I like it. Screen room, and we knock one down, okay? That's reading the journal on the body. According to the robot in the bottom left, that's the previous technician holding a journal with my handwriting. Read the journal. Then, obviously, little jump scare. Hold E for 3 seconds on the organic heart. Cut the filament that connects you to the signal. There you go. You are this thing. Okay, the mechanic is nice. Mirror at the back. Whoa, we got teleported. Finish core. Beacon 7 signal restored. Yes? Technician registered. You learned everything. Nothing has changed. The problem is, the story is bad. It's too enigmatic and far-fetched. We don't understand anything. Claude, Anthropic's model, known for being, as of now, the best AI for coding, but also the most expensive. I copy and paste the prompt. I'm very hyped. So here are the story proposals. I'll put the 3 options on the screen. First of all, what I find really weird is that the first scenario is almost the same as what ChatGPT gave us. We'd be a night shift employee in a furniture store. It's so strange. Could it be because of something like they're trained on the same data? I chose the third scenario because it's the most different from what we've already had. We're going to wake up on the set of a 90s children's TV show. The camera is filming us, and the host says we're the new guest. The thing is, if we don't smile, the audience won't like us. That's really interesting. I feel like he's gonna do something kind of like FNAF. Wow, he was thinking about a plan and he asked me if he can use my webcam to see my smile. He's a lunatic, but of course you can. What is he going to do? The Midnight Show. This game uses your webcam. Yes, entering the stage. Let's go. He's asking to access my camera. I allow it. Neutral face, don't smile. Okay, and now, you have to smile. He has way too many instructions, so I just calibrated the camera. So now normally, it should be able to detect if I'm smiling. He's crazy. I can't wait to see how he implemented this. There's a little cutscene. The atmosphere is really good. Something on the ground. A card. So, oh. He switched my camera to the one filming me. That's so cool. He put a little CRT filter and everything. It looks really good. I feel like we're going to have fun. Welcome. Smiling is mandatory. Take the card. Mr. Smile. That's the host, I guess. What's your name, little guest? Where is he? The audience dislikes that. There's a cursor. A cursor at the top right shows my smile level. If I don't smile, the audience dislikes me, but if I do, it rises. So I have to smile constantly. I'll look silly in this version. Sorry in advance, guys. What's your name, little guest? Bigger smile. Man, you want me to keep smiling non-stop. He's killing me. It's so well done. Damn, it can detect my smile. Claude is amazing. You're going to love what's next, I promise. Stay tuned. Wow, what a masterclass. It's really original. I have absolutely nothing else to say to him except keep working on the game. That's all. I won't give him any more hints. Let's continue. After 15 minutes of work. Actually, Claude takes a lot of time between each version, which is a good thing. It means he's adding a lot of things at once. Well guys, while I was starting over. So, I didn't think I'd be filming this. But he added a screamer at the start. Watch the replay. While the host talks, he suddenly hugs us and says, "You're my master forever." His fingers are cold. Actually, I lied to you. I asked him to add some horror elements in addition to continuing the game. And so, he put that in. Now that's a real screamer. It's not just a screen thrown in randomly. And after the end of the first sequence, I can go here to the backstage door. Open the door, you shouldn't be here. Okay, total change of atmosphere. We went from a bright, colorful scene to something very dark. There are posters for the Midnight Show with Mr. Smile. Let's keep going. Something is growling in the walls. A switch blinks to your right. Turn it on. Yeah, I can turn on the light with, this is scaring me. Something's going to happen. No, it's okay. Yeah, now it's much clearer. Try the tapes. Only one will be about you. There's a tape player and, well, yeah, it's the 90s. Makes sense. I think these are tapes from the show's former guests. Alright, let's use one. Lucas, 1987. He laughed loudly. Too loudly. I have a theory. Okay, my theory is that every time the guests get killed at the end of the show, test and nailed, her smile doesn't move anymore. Yeah, that confirms my theory. Right, like while she was smiling for the audience, well, they killed her. And now, taking number 44, that must be our tape, the one with the different color. But wow, honestly, the detail of having the numbers written on the tapes and everything, it's really well designed. Tonight, it's your number. We're gonna die, guys. We're gonna die. Okay, I'm appearing on the screens. Listen, let's not waste time. I don't know how far this will go. The next room is the costume room. There are lots of mannequins. Don't take your eyes off him. Who's that? It's the guy who's going to dress us. Wait, maybe... Yeah, I think that's it. If I turn around and then turn back again, he gets closer. I pre-guessed the mechanic. Honestly, he really borrowed some horror game mechanics. But what happens if I let him come all the way to me? I'll wait. Well, okay, we die. Yeah, so you really have to keep your eyes on him to move forward. Anyway, let's just keep going. There, let's keep staring at him. Hey buddy, let me through. And now there's some kind of cutscene. We're entering a movie theater, or a theater. I'm all the way in the back, I don't know why. Did he want to put me in the audience? Welcome to your first show, number 44. The show is about to begin. He's coming out. It's him. End of chapter 1. Wow, I was thinking it's true that it just wouldn't end. It's really cinematic, huh? The little split. I'm getting hyped. I'm going to ask him to keep playing the game and we'll meet again for chapter 3. The only thing is that time goes by really fast because he takes a long time between each version. What the fuck? Now it's asking us to activate our mic and calibrate it. What did he do? I had to calibrate the mic by not talking and by screaming. There you go. Alright, I'll pick up where we left off. Hello number 44, are you ready? There are curtains in front of us, but most importantly, yeah, there's a HUD on the left that measures our voice. When I talk, it goes up. A child is looking at you, he's waiting. Whoa, this is getting weird. Ask him the first question. What should I say? Do I need to ask something? No, I just have to speak loudly above a threshold so I can say anything. I still need to be loud. Wait, I'm not loud enough. Wait, I'm yelling in the background. The child says, my name is number 43. That's the guest before us. But what is the AI making me do? Honestly, this is a disaster. He's right in front of you. Yeah, but what scenario is he doing, bro? Mr. Smile is off camera talking to me in my ear. You get it, right? You don't need me now? It's your show. He went backstage. And what is he doing? What is that bastard doing? End of chapter 3. Wow. What is this? Honestly, Claude put in effort until now, but here he got lazy with the 3D models and animations. He just tossed an old curtain at me. I'm going to tell him to redo this chapter with an actual animated scene and a real audience. Let's go. This is much more visual. Going live in 3, 2, 1, we have an audience on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome number 44, thank you. Say hello. No. I even have to shout with the cursor. Sorry guys. Hello. I need to hold hello longer for it to register. Hello my friend. I didn't expect to do this in this video. Be quiet now. He's too comfortable, Claude. That's enough. What a nightmare. I'll have to yell. Now everything's shaking. This is really my moment. It's Nicola... Oh. The bastard. It was clear something was about to happen. It's really well done. Let me know if anything in this video scared you. I'm curious. The timer's almost up. I still had time to ask it, like ChatGPT for some sound effects and an ending to finish the scenario. So I did. I requested a list of SFX and details on what to look for each. I downloaded all royalty-free content from the internet and gave it to him, which he used in the game. You'll again see how important sound effects are in a horror game. Most importantly, we'll uncover the game's ending, the why and how. It continues with Chapter 3, the set. We have a show jingle. We're really into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome number 44. That's me. Say hello. Hello. Be quiet now. We can hear the heartbeats. You can see we're stressed. Good, very good. Louder. Hello. Someone shouted in the audience. Then a word. Give everything you have left. Nicholas. I wasn't scared because I expected it, but the noise is scarier if you don't. This should be the ending, he added. Now we're in the dressing rooms. I'm here and something changes in the mirror. You see it. He added a smile. It's hunted. You're sitting elsewhere now. We've joined the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome number 45. A new guest arrives and all guests eventually join the audience. An endless loop. Don't forget the previous guests. Greet him. He was magnificent. Damn, that's incredible. I want to make a video where I make an entire game with Claude for 24 hours. Anyway, I'll put the game with all these AIs in the description if you want to play it. How much did all this cost me and what's my ranking of these 4 AIs? Here's the summary table of this experiment. Again, I struggled a bit. Between ChatGPT and Claude, it was pretty hard to choose between them because they're both highly advanced models. Still, I preferred Claude. I think today Claude is still on top. Now what really stands out for them is the price. Here's how much each project cost me. Yeah, each prompt costs me from a few cents to several euros depending on the difficulty. And when you add it all up, you can see that for ChatGPT and Claude, the costs go up really fast.